Hello traders, Trader Tom here from Simply Forex, the channel created to help you conquer the markets. In today's vid, we're going to do a tutorial, guys, okay? And you know what I always say to you, trade the best setup, trade the pair that gives you the best setup. And I generally only say this with correlated pairs, okay? So we're going to, in this vid, if you stay till the end, guys, we're going to explain what I mean by trading the best setup when we have correlated pairs, okay? Now, there was no better example than yesterday. We were looking at New Zealand yen buys, and we were looking at Canadian dollar yen buys, right? Obviously, these two pairs are highly correlated, yeah? They are basically trading yen weakness. Okay, so highly correlated, they will pretty much always move in the same direction. Okay, now we had an option to trade either of them, but I preferred New Zealand yen. Okay, and it was a H4 setup. So we're going to look at the reasons why I preferred New Zealand yen over Canadian dollar yen. So let's just look at the candle I entered on first of all. So this is New Zealand yen. This is the H4 chart. And this was the candle I entered on, entered here, we put our stop below here, and price come up and hit our target. Happy days, you know, good, good, good. All right. Canadian yen also, yeah, if we look at Canadian yen on the H4, also shot up and went in direction, yeah, that we wanted it to, but it hasn't hit target yet. All right. So back to New Zealand yen. Right, we are going to go back in time so we can analyze it in real past time. There's such a thing. Okay, so let's go back here. All right, so I've gone back in time to my entry candle. And as you can see, guys, if you look down the bottom of the screen, that's Tuesday the 23rd at 10 a.m. All right, I'm going to do the same now on CAD Yen because we're going to analyze CAD Yen first. Okay, so I'm going to go back in time. Okay, and again, if you look at the bottom of the screen, you can see Tuesday 23rd, 10 a.m. This is the same H4 candle. Now, let's look at reasons why I liked Canadian dollar yen, right, on the H4, because it's in an uptrend. Yeah, it retraced to an area of support that we identified in the morning. And we had a nice bullish candle bounce off that level. Okay, so those are things to like to buy Canadian dollar yen. But there's three things here that I preferred on the New Zealand yen trade. The first one is this. If I entered on the close of this candle, look how far price is away from the moving average 20. Yeah, and we'll compare that with New Zealand yen and the moving average 20. So this would suggest there's not as much value in this trade. The closer you are to the moving average 20, the more value and room to move into there is. Okay, and this was quite far away. So that's the first point to consider. Secondly, if I entered here, again, the charts have already shown you that there are sellers here, that there is resistance here. Okay, and you would, you're literally 5-6 pips away from this resistance level. Okay, so that I didn't like, or I preferred the New Zealand yen setup. And then finally, guys, right, if we think about our target on CAD Yen, so if I zoom out, our target was up here. See this blue line up here? And all it was a psychological level. It was 113.50. This blue line, my target. And there was no reference. Look, if I really zoom out, there's no reference point to that level. It was, there's no price here, no price action. It was just a psychological level that we chose. Okay, so consider those 3 points. And now let's take a look at New Zealand yen. Okay, so we're going to go back again to our entry candle. And again, like Canadian yen, we like the structure. Okay, we're in an uptrend and we had a bullish candle. Okay, so similar to CAD Yen, but the 3 points that I focused on, we're now going to look at as well. Also to point out here, guys, I also like that this candle here broke that high and all of these highs here. So there was a bit of a level through here, really, right? And this candle here broke that level. So before we even enter the trade, I know we have a continuation of trend because of that. So that was another thing that CAD Yen didn't have, right? Secondly, well, now let's focus on the 3 points that I spoke about earlier. So the moving average 20 was the first one. Look how close price is to the moving average 20. This suggests value. And look at all the room it had to move into, right? Secondly, when we entered here, right, we wasn't, at a resistance level. We wasn't at this level. There was still a bit of room to move into. I mean, at that level here, if we entered here, you've still got 17 pips to move into, and let's say you did get a reaction here, right? You've got time to react. Okay, so we had a bit more room to move into to our next resistance level, right? And then thirdly, guys, we had a clear target. This wasn't just a psychological level. I mean, it is a psychological level, 92, pretty much. But what we liked about it, guys, is the market has shown you that this is really good resistance. Yeah, so it's a good target. All right. Also, there's more things. So I like the fact that if I enter here, I could put my stop here, but what it allowed me to do is I didn't put my stop there. I entered here. I could put my stop below this swing low, and I could still get a risk to reward of 1:1. All right, so there were a lot more things that I liked on New Zealand yen compared with Canadian dollar yen. And because of all of those, positive aspects that I've focused on and spoke about with regards to buying this pair, look how it reacts. It gets there very quickly. Yeah, bang, done. Right? Also, one more thing worth pointing out as well is when that breaks, when that green candle breaks this level through here, right, there is a high probability, it will make it back up to this gray zone. And that's exactly what happened. It was nice that we got a bit of a retrace. All right, guys. So yeah, they're all the things, the intricacies that I look at when I'm comparing correlated pairs and I want to trade the best setup. Okay. And in this example, New Zealand yen had more confluence and more reasons to take the trade than Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. All right, and if you find this vid useful and you enjoy the tutorial, then please subscribe to the channel and smash that like button, guys. Yeah, it really helps support the vid. All right, guys, and I'll see you next time.